Coronation Street delivers a shocking development tonight, and Megan Walsh's grip on power may finally be starting to crumble. For several weeks, audiences have watched with growing unease as Megan Walsh carefully manipulates teenage Will Driscoll, convincing him their connection is real. Cool, strategic, and always calculating her next move, she has managed to keep doubts at a distance, especially from Sam Blakeman, who has long suspected something is seriously wrong. However, everything begins to change tonight. The tension starts when Sam unexpectedly enters Megan's home, explaining he came to study and that Leanne Battersby had given him a spare key. His sudden arrival clearly unsettles Megan. Attempting to stay composed, she leaves the house and tells Sam she'll return by 4 p.m., though it's obvious the surprise visit has shaken her. She later finds Will at the precinct and describes the situation as worrying. In a disturbing moment, she encourages him to act as the good cop, while she plays the bad cop, hoping he can calm Sam and keep him cooperative. It's a familiar manipulation tactic, and once again she behaves as though everything remains under her control. Later, Will meets Sam at the bistro and casually invites him to a gig, pretending nothing unusual has happened. He even messages Megan to reassure her that everything has been handled. From her perspective, the problem has been solved. But that sense of security doesn't last. In the episode's final moments, viewers discover Sam has secretly installed a camera inside Megan's house. The boy she dismissed as inexperienced and easily pressured has actually been planning in silence, preparing to gather proof without her knowledge. Up to now, Megan has worked relentlessly to convince Sam that no one would believe him if he spoke about her relationship with Will. She has gradually eroded his confidence, used his academic performance against him, and treated him as harmless. Yet she has made one crucial error. She underestimated him. Speaking earlier about the role, Beth Nixon explained that Megan always assumes she's the most intelligent person present. She believes she outsmarts everyone, even when others praise Sam's intelligence, seeing him as just a child while assuming she controls everything. That feeling of superiority has shaped her actions. She has remained outwardly calm while secretly pulling the strings, but tonight's revelation suggests her influence may be weakening. If Sam's hidden recording captures what viewers expect, Megan could finally be unmasked. Still, considering how ruthless she has shown herself to be, it's unlikely she will surrender without a fight. For the first time in this disturbing storyline, it seems Megan may no longer be the one in charge. Coronation Street viewers say they're calling it now after becoming convinced they've uncovered the truth about Jodie Ramsey, especially following her strange connection with Mal Roper in recent episodes. Fans of the long-running drama have been puzzled by how both newcomers have quickly become entangled in life in Weatherfield, each arriving in particularly dramatic fashion. Jodie's first appearance was especially shocking. She was discovered bound in the back of a van driven by Graham Foster during a major crossover with Emmerdale. Although she wasn't directly involved in the devastating crash that brought together residents from both communities, she was injured while trying to flee after crossing paths with DC Kit Green, who was searching for fugitive John Sugden. Later, in hospital, where Shona Platt and David Platt were also present, Jodie reunited with the sister she'd been separated from for years. Since then, she has worked her way into the Platt household after being invited to stay. Mal's entrance into Weatherfield was just as explosive. Earlier this month, he appeared at a local cafe looking for Roy Cropper and immediately punched him. Only afterwards did he reveal that he was actually Roy's longtime pen pal, Alice. Roy had joined a scheme that pairs people with prisoners for letter exchanges, and he had been corresponding regularly with her. Believing her son was incarcerated, Roy formed a bond through their messages, and they eventually arranged to meet. When he missed the meeting, he sent flowers as an apology. Those same flowers were later delivered by Mal, along with a bombshell revelation. Despite Roy insisting the gesture was purely friendly, Mal claimed they had been married for over 3 decades and shared 3 children. During Tuesday's visit to Weatherfield, The two newcomers finally crossed paths while Jodie covered shifts at the cafe and Mal carried out electrical work nearby. Meanwhile, Mal's behavior toward Bernie Winter has grown increasingly unsettling following their alcohol and drug-fueled night at Chariot Square Hotel. Bernie has tried to distance herself after he made a move on her, insisting she remains happily married to Dev Alahan. Jodie appeared to make things worse by telling Bernie she seems to light up around Mal. She even implied he had influenced Bernie to apologize after snapping earlier, claiming Bernie felt deeply moved by his concern. Elsewhere, some viewers have been drawing eerie comparisons between Jodie and Meena Jutla, known for keeping personal mementos from her victims. The speculation intensified after Jodie was shown examining her own collection of unusual keepsakes, including a USB stick and a locket containing photos of two young children. Coronation Street fans believe they've already figured out the truth about Mal, and they think it's deeply unsettling. It's rare for viewers to unanimously agree on anything, but when it comes to Mal Roper, opinions are firmly aligned, and not in his favor. Ever since the enigmatic newcomer arrived in Weatherfield, audiences have been wary. Not because he's committed any clear wrongdoing, at least not yet, but because his behavior gives off an uneasy, suspicious vibe. Many viewers say there's something seriously unsettling about him, with growing numbers convinced his intentions are far from harmless. Mal first crossed paths with Bernie Winter at a hotel bar, leading to a wild night that ended with her in his room. Although nothing romantic happened, they did take drugs together, something Bernie has kept hidden from her husband, Dev Alahan. What should have remained an embarrassing one-time mistake has instead turned into something far more lingering. Bernie has repeatedly tried to distance herself, but Mal refuses to disappear. The longer he hangs around, the more uneasy viewers become. Some fans describe him as extremely strange, while others admit he makes them deeply uncomfortable. And it's not just social awkwardness raising concern. Many believe there's something far more troubling beneath the surface. At the same time he was forming a connection with Bernie, Mal also worked his way into the life of Roy Cropper. Roy had been exchanging letters with a woman named Alice and had even planned to meet her. Then Mal appeared, claiming she was his wife. The timing struck many viewers as suspicious. Feeling guilty over the emotional fallout, Roy offered Mal electrical work at the cafe. But audiences quickly began wondering whether Alice even exists. Earlier scenes showed a mysterious man's hand sending messages as Alice, but his identity hasn't been confirmed, fueling intense speculation. Some viewers suspect the name Mal may even hint at something darker, while others believe he could be manipulating Roy through deception. If Alice turns out to be fictional, it would suggest careful planning rather than coincidence. What unsettles fans most is that Mal has no clear reason to remain in Weatherfield, yet he continues extending his stay. He keeps working at the cafe, keeps turning up unexpectedly, and keeps gravitating back toward Bernie, despite her visible discomfort. Many viewers now openly describe him as sinister, with others saying his presence feels increasingly disturbing. The most widely shared fan theory? That Mal may be developing into a stalker, with Bernie as his focus. The warning signs appear obvious: an intense first encounter, a refusal to let go, and a convenient excuse to stay nearby through work. Add the possibility that he has been deceiving Roy, and some believe he may be far more manipulative than he appears. As audiences wait to see his true nature revealed, one thing is clear: Weatherfield doesn't trust him, and many expect the situation to grow even darker. Coronation Street is broadcast on weekday evenings at 8:30 p.m. on ITV1, with episodes also available to watch on ITVX.